guys versus what you ended last season with. Clearly, it was an emphasis to go out and add more bodies, more depth, more skill. It seems like you got all of that through the portal or through freshmen, right?
No doubt. Definitely got a lot more bodies than we did last year. Not only that, but experience as well. I think that helps, especially in this league, knowing that it's a trench league, you know. So having those experienced guys and the guys that we bring back from last year and adding those newcomers, I think it's going to be a pretty good deal for us.
What did you learn about yourself just trying to coach through your situation last year with limited people out there?
Well, I mean, in our room, we all know it's a next man up on deck mentality. That's the approach we take. I always tell those guys, you're all one, two, maybe even three plays away from being in the game. It doesn't matter if you're a true freshman or fifth, sixth-year senior, you know. So it's next man up on deck mentality, and that's how we treat it in our room.
Seems like you guys have tried to add size. I'm just curious, why size instead of, you know, maybe getting more technical or quicker?
For me, I just want good football players. I'm going to be straight up with you. I mean, everybody talk about size, but I've seen a lot of big people that can't move people off the ball, you know. For me, I just want good football players at the end of the day. And those players happen to be bigger, but we got a pretty good room, I think.
So that's
but we still got some work to do.
So that's what you feel like you've added with the 4 transfers?
Yeah, I mean, they're bigger, no doubt. But to me, regardless, I had Mike Mayetti, who's probably 6 foot nothing and 280 pounds, and he's first team All-SEC center, second team All-American. Kelsey for the Eagles. I mean, he ain't the biggest guy, but he's a good football player. So I don't know, at the end of the day, for me, it's just about having good football players up front.
You got good football players, but also between Corey Stewart, Jalen Grant, Marcus, Mohamed, Gus, a lot of starts.
A lot of experience.
Very experienced group. How much does that help, just especially now where you're trying to get into the flow of the season?
Tremendously. Those guys know what it takes. They played in a lot of ball games, and they know that you got to be, because the biggest thing to me is adjustments, being ready to adjust. And to me, I tell those guys all the time, especially those guys that have been in this system, like, we should know the answer to our plays if a situation happens that we hadn't practiced for in the game, throughout the course of a week in practice in the game, if it shows up. And I tell those guys, don't wait on me. If you know the answer, get to it. You know what I mean? Don't wait to get to the sideline. If you feel something happened that you didn't practice for throughout the course of a week in practice, okay, it may happen to you the first time, right? But don't let it beat you again. A great example to me would be Gus last year when he had to go in at right tackle. We playing Northwestern on that gap scheme plays. They were playing those Z ends so tight and trying to keep him from climbing to the second level. He immediately reacted, and he gathered his feet and collected the end the next time. So to me, with our system, because we don't do a lot, maybe a lot of mirror and sugar, you know what I mean, with what the skill guys and quarterbacks, those guys do. But for us, it's going to be a heavy dose of what we do, and our guys should know it as well as can be, regardless of what front or what pressure shows up on it, because they've done it 1,000 times with that experience.
How is Corey progressing right now?
He's doing well. It's a pleasure to have him. He's a grinder. He's a worker. He's a pro, and he's been a great pleasure to have around here. He's doing really well.
Do you know how soon you're going to be able to get him back in? Because it looked like early in camp that was the guy who was maybe going to be the left tackle. I know the versatility you guys.
I have no clue. To me, that's the training room. You know, they'll handle and sort that out. For me, I'm going to take the guys that I got, and we're going to go compete with whoever, whenever.
Joey Tonona is an interesting, obviously was a great high school player, and then the accident happens, but clearly a guy worth taking a flyer on. How has he progressed throughout camp?
He's done a hell of a job, man. I'm happy and proud of him. He's done a really good job, and to be honest with you, going through what he went through, I didn't expect him to get the amount of reps that he's been getting, but he's handled himself well. He's gotten reps with the first 2 units. He's a good football player, and thank God we got him. And he's a guy that can play multiple positions up front, so I think he'll play a big role for this program.
How does that 5-star talent that he had, coming out of high school, how's that still shining through with him?
See, I didn't even know he's a 5-star guy. I really didn't, and I don't know, to me, I don't get into the stars. I trust my eyes, I trust my evaluations. I've been a guy that offered a no-star, and that guy turned out to be a first-round draft pick. You know what I mean? So I don't get into all the stars and hype and all that, but I know Joey's a damn good football player. He's a tough kid. He's a smart kid. He comes to work every day, and he's going to give you what he's got. He ain't complaining, you know what I mean? Excuse my language, but bitching about anything. He just comes to work every day, and he does what he's asked to do.
What are you going to get at DJ Wingfield and Josh Sales?
Again, man, you know, going back to that experience, those guys have played a lot of reps, man, and you know, having that experience allowed you to maneuver and manipulate guys to play other positions. It allows you to get into bigger sets with multiple linemen on the field and whatnot, man. So I think with those guys, man, not only him, but Corey Stewart as well, with that experience, they've seen it. They've seen a lot of balls, so they know what's going on and they know what we're trying to ask and get out of them.
This defensive front got a little reconfigured, obviously, from what you guys saw last year. What have they been? Look have they been giving you guys in practice?
Tough physical group. You got to bring your lunch pail every day. Obviously, you know, having a guy like Coach Brick Haley leading that group, you know, it's a tough group that's going to challenge you daily. And to me, I love it. Not only that group, but even just the structure of our defense, you know, with 5 guys on the line of scrimmage, which is really a unique front, and in my opinion, as tough of a system as you're going to see, especially from a run or pass game, because half the time when you're in pass pro, it's one-on-ones across the board, and ain't nobody getting no help, you know, which should benefit us. But also, you know, having a 5 down front in their structure makes it tough on angles, because to me, run game is about numbers and angles, you know what I mean? And that front makes it hard on the angles for us as far as creating combination blocks.
In addition to that, from an offensive line standpoint, when you've got a guy with a body of like maybe Sheeta Silla and then a guy with a body of CJ Madden, and you might face one from one rep to the next.
Totally different players. Totally different players. I mean, and that's a good thing too, because you're seeing one, in my opinion. I think CJ's a thicker, heavier, more of a bully, if you will. You know what I mean? Physicality. Where Sheeta, in my opinion, he can kind of out-athlete you and finesse you, if you will. 2 totally different styles, but 2 really good players that help this program.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.